John Brackenridge from New Zealand Merino was just on, and it was great. We were talking about Logan Williams. He actually hails originally from Timaru. This is the young inventor that's being incubated at New Zealand Merino. He's on to his 5th invention, having already sold 4. He's under 30 years old. So it's called Keravos, 4 tons of pellets a day, basically using, creating a new form of plastic, but it's got wool and cornstarch. And so this is happening right here in Canterbury. And there's so much transformational innovation that I get to see on a really regular basis. And I feel it's my duty, my role to the industry to bring to light all of this. I mean, just down the road, we have Lincoln Agritech and Lincoln University, all our Crown Research Institutes, our largest, agribusinesses, R&D departments are here in Canterbury. And so, of course, to bring this incredible Supernode challenge, as it's called, to the fore will only help boost the food fibre and agri-tech sectors here in New Zealand. And they're throwing $130,000 at it, Christchurch New Zealand, KiwiNet, Ag Research and the Canterbury Mural Fund to accelerate ideas for disruptive solutions to some of New Zealand's most pressing challenges. She's absolute inspiration and a force to be reckoned with. Our next guest, Robyn Cox. Welcome to Sarah's Country.
Hi, Sarah. Isn't Logan something else?
Amazing.
Look, he's actually, if anybody of your listeners want to check out the latest Tertiary Education Commission, they go on to LinkedIn there. There's a fantastic video that we did with him early on in the year. Huge inspiration. Just really does set the mark that it can happen. And he's younger than 2 of my children, which is pretty extraordinary.
And hey, excuse me, don't take light. Your children are very much punching in the world as well, I must say. But Robyn, Food and Fibre Specialist must be probably the coolest title that you've ever held in all of the roles in the primary sector.
Yeah. No, the word specialist is a little bit of a funny one, but what my role's become here at ChristchurchNZ is really the super connector. Because I've had that experience right across the sector, even in education and on farm, and more recently around our innovators, that connection is the bit that I'm enjoying the most and gets me out and about, just like it does with you and meeting cool people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If I could just spend my days just telling one person they need to talk to another person, I would just be complete. I totally understand. And I mean, the thing is about now pulling the curtains on these inventors who are tinkering away and absolutely putting them on steroids. So tell us more about the Supernode Challenge.
Yeah, so thanks for the intro on that. So you pretty much summed it up. What we've realised here in Canterbury is there's just this extraordinarily amazing depth of talent, and it's about capturing it. And Cantabrians are generally of the ilk that they don't go to market until they're really sure of themselves, but a challenge is a way of doing that. They can get to market, they can go and talk about the idea, and a challenge allows them to get inside the fold of Ag Research, KiwiNet, we've got Food South on board as well as partners, and be mentored to develop their idea that they might have struggled to do without that challenge, and win some money in the process as well. So we know that there's lots of talent out there, even within CRIs and tertiaries actually, and we want to flush it out. Take it to the surface, develop it, and use it to transform the sector, because the talent is there, the ideas are there, and we just need to capture them.
Yeah, and capturing is such a valid point, because, I mean, it's such a Kiwi nature for us to be, too humble and cautious to our own fault. And basically collaboration and technology and agriculture have never really all gelled together. So how do we even start to do that?
Yeah, so the innovation challenges were renowned in terms of capturing that talent and building innovation ecosystems and building collaborative ecosystems as well, which is another big part of the work here at ChristchurchNZ around building clusters of like-minded individuals around agri-technology. So, you're right. It's we can tend to, in New Zealand, hide behind the door until we think everything's perfect. And just looking at how the innovators around the world and the regions that are innovative in agri-tech, we saw that the challenge was a great way of doing it. And like I said, it's $130,000 in prize money, which when I've been wandering around talking to the innovation ecosystem, most people said, yeah, you had me at 130,000. So we needed to have something that had some punch there. Yeah. There's 50,000 guaranteed to go to a research team, which could be a CRI or tertiary researcher, and there's 50,000 guaranteed to go to enterprise teams. So that could be a big enterprise. It could even be one of our big five, or it could be a smaller business or a startup with an idea like Logan that no one has ever thought about before. So we're super excited. I
think the biggest fear I have is that, that we only hear about the winners and we don't hear about all of the other ideas that maybe listeners to Sarah's Country want to, actually nurture and incubate themselves so that we can take all of these ideas forward.
Hey, that is an excellent point, and it's something that we've done. We've run 2 challenges here in the past, but what we're doing with this one is we're going to be capturing all of our entrants, which we haven't always done before, because although they may not make it to the first cut, anyone that's brave enough to enter a challenge is worth capturing. And the innovation ecosystem here in Christchurch we can work out where they fit, whether they're at early stage or pre-commercial, or that they're actually at that point that their idea is very well advanced and they need to be hooked into a specialist like AgResearch or Food South. So yes, I promise you, Sarah, I will be filtering through some pretty cool stories over the next 5 months. So it's kicked off now. Applications close end of Jan, and then the finale, there'll be 2 rounds, and then the finale of the top 10 will be at the Itipu, which is the Bomagrow conference here on May 11th. So any of your listeners that are planning to go to that, they'll be have that opportunity to actually see the winners and the presentations for them.
Oh, how cool. You've just given me another reason to want to go to the Itipu Bomagrow Summit, which the last one was so incredible. So that's so great, because it was on the tip of my tongue. Where can I sit and watch the Dragon's Den of this? Because this sounds great.
Yeah. Well, if you want to do the Dragon's Den, that will actually be happening at Tūranga, the Christchurch Central Library, the morning of the Itipu 11th. So you might have to slip away from the conference and do that. But if anybody would like to get in touch with you, and then you can pass on their details, I can give them more about that. Now, a really important thing, if somebody that knows someone that has got an idea that they want to take forward, definitely this is worth a nudge. All the information is on the website, which is ffachallenge.co.nz, and if your listeners are wondering what FFA, it's Food Fibre Agritech. And it's really important that people understand that their first submission doesn't have to be perfect. We're looking for the idea more than anything, and the accelerator is designed to fill those gaps to make it a more perfect application through the round. So that, just like your point that you were saying before, people are sort of hesitant to come forward, but a really great idea that needs developing is exactly what we're looking for, as well as the more developed ideas. But they're in for a treat. There's tens of thousands of in-kind support from industry experts available to help them get their proposal through the 4 months of the challenge.
You've actually just reminded me of a friend that told me of a fantastic idea, but she didn't have the confidence and think it was good enough, and it was an innovation in wool. So the last 2 guests that I've just had, I have to do a CC, BC, CC to everyone right now. Yes, everyone knows somebody with a good idea. I've got a friend who sold a patented idea to Gallagher. So, they're everywhere.
Thanks for that as well, because a lot of people think they do have to have the rights to the IP. That doesn't mean they've actually gone and put a patent in. It just means they're not stealing someone's idea. So please, that as long as it's an original idea and they have the right to that original idea, they don't have to have gone through the legal system at this point to enter. So that was actually a really good point, because I know that seems to be a barrier for some people.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Robyn, for all that you do for food and fibre and agritech in Canterbury. And I know you're only just scratching the surface, and there's so much more to do.
And Sarah,
thank you.
You're an inspiration.
Oh, why is everyone being so nice to me on the show? I'm loving it. Thank you so much, Robyn Cox,
Okay.
food and fibre specialist for ChristchurchNZ. This is Sarah's Country.